pretty important when making char in a closed system like a retort, that the feedstock that you're using is roughly of the same diameter and it's completely dry. The same does not apply when making char in an open system like a pit or a trench. Today I'm going to be doing a bit more property cleanup utilizing the trench method with feedstock that's of various sizes and various ages. Some of it was cut as recently as yesterday. I can either take that pile back there and I can burn it, which would be much easier, quite honestly, or I can put in a little bit more work, reduce it down to an appropriate size, and burn it within this trench and make biochar. Now this carbon has been sequestered. And it will be able to go back into the soil potentially indefinitely. I don't need a retort or a trench to make biochar. So why should I use one? Well, they make the process of pyrolysis much easier to control by providing you a containment vessel for you to exclude oxygen. So in order to exclude oxygen, we need to continually add more material to the top, providing that lid. Get it down to an appropriate size. I first need to establish a good bed of coals at the bottom. And I can either do that by starting out and building my fire incrementally as I go, or as I've done in this case, kind of create a one and done type of a scenario where I'm going to hit this with a little bit of flame and it's going to take off. I've established a lot of light flashy fuel down at the bottom, incrementally increasing in size. To set the time lapse up, hit this with a little fire. We're going to make some char. I'm going to show two separate trench burns, both using feedstock that is dissimilar in size and mostly uncured and green. Both of these time lapses represent about 2 hours worth of burn time, and the first of these burns is lit using the one and done method I described. As you may notice, there's a good deal of smoke being generated, and smoke is really just an indicator of incomplete combustion. And smoke will be present until most of the moisture is driven out and the gases begin to burn. What I'm attempting to do is to provide that lid or cap over the top of the trench, thereby restricting the oxygen available to the burning material. Every time the fire begins to burn cleanly with less smoke and the feedstock begins to turn to ash, I add more material. This next trench was started by establishing a small bed of coals and incrementally adding the feedstock. This material was also green and uncured, although somewhat drier than the previous batch, which may explain why it's burning a little bit cleaner and less smoky. Bear in mind, if I had been using dry wood for this process, it would have taken me about a quarter of the time, but I wanted to demonstrate that you can make char with material that was cut same day if you get your fire hot enough and you exclude enough oxygen. I'll usually extinguish the pit right about the time I have about 50% of it has turned to ash. Stuff that hasn't burned that's on top, I will just fish it out, and then in subsequent burns, I will put it back into the pile and it'll be made into char. While cooling the char in the pit, while it's still very hot, there's a lot of steam that's generated, and that steam has the effect of breaking open the pore spaces, increasing the porosity of the biochar. Also too, there's less of the volatile organic compounds that will have an opportunity to solidify on the biochar during the cooling process, making it less hydrophobic right out of the gate. Despite starting with material that was of all different sizes as well as different moisture contents, I wound up with a pretty decent batch of char, and I am going to retrieve this out of this pit and get it over into the chicken yard and let the kids play with it. Each of our 3 coops is going to get a healthy dose of this char, and that's going to help in their bedding areas with odor absorption. And then once this gets moved out into the chicken yard, it will already have a head start on inoculation. If you're interested in learning more about biochar, This video will show you everything you need to know in 7 minutes. Please consider subscribing to the channel. Thanks for watching. We'll see you in the next video.